Okay, we are recording.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right, yeah.
Alrighty then.
Stop.
Alrighty then. That's
Yeah?
Jim Carrey. It's a Jim Carrey Ace Ventura. It's a classic. You got to see it. It's a classic. It's Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. If you've heard of it.
I have fucking, of course I fucking heard of
Jim
it.
Carrey. He played
Yeah.
Truman.
I
in the
I
Truman
know
Show.
who Jim Carrey
is.
is.
Oh, it's a classic.
Oh,
you have to
God.
see it. His straight role in the Truman Show. Do you watch film?
I've seen
It's a
films, yeah.
classic.
Oh my
film.
god.
It's a classic. You have to see it.
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective
Yeah.
is a classic.
You have to see it.
I've seen it, is the thing.
What'd you think?
I don't remember.
Classic. It's a class. He does this thing where he kind of talks out of his ass. And we in the 90s, we couldn't get enough of it.
Fucking lapped it up.
It was progressive. That's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
He said, "This is me. This is who I am." Mm-hmm. And it's a class. You seen Liar Liar?
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
He holds that pen. He says, "This is royal blue." Did you see that scene?
I remember the
It's a
scene.
classic
yes.
scene.
I remember the scene.
You pointed out-
I remember all of Jim Carrey's career. Yeah.
He's doing really good now. You see him. You see that thing he drew on Twitter?
No.
It's classic. You gotta see it. You pointed out my toe was bleeding about 5 seconds before we started recording.
Yeah, I looked down and you were kind of just standing in a little puddle of blood.
It's quite a lot of it. Yeah.
It's kind of it's dripping.
My middle toe.
What happened?
I guess if you notice it in the light, there's hair on it too. The blood is dried.
This stuff stuck to it.
The blood's dried, and now there's kind of little carpet
God.
hairs on
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
Yeah. Welcome to my home.
Oh,
Ew, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
sticky.
Welcome to my humble abode. And one of my
I walk around barefoot, bleeding on my own carpet.
with one of my toes is actually quite messy at the moment.
God.
You're gonna have to forgive me. I was up late watching Ace Ventura. It's a classic film.
Stop. Stop.
Welcome to this episode of this podcast. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy.
And this
Welcome
is-
to our podcast where we are legally banned from using a Jim Carrey soundboard.
I don't think we can get away with that.
We'll be sued. But no, there's a Jim Carrey soundboard in our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
We're all hearing it play in our heads.
Constantly.
Lines from The Mask. You seen The Mask?
Yeah.
Classic.
Classic.
Classic film. This is all the space in between.
Yeah.
Episode 11. We are in the double digits. We're feeling good.
Lucky 11.
1-1. Mm-hmm. I can't wait till we get to episode 1111.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay,
And
that's
then finally, we'll kiss.
what? Wait.
Should I pause it while you figure this out?
Um,
I'm gonna pause it. Hold on.
10 years?
Oh, dude. 10 years?
It's over
Is that?
10 years, right?
I don't know.
I can't do math.
For the record, I didn't pause it.
Okay.
That was just real time you figuring out math.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Impressive.
I
Kind of
think it's over
flexing
10
on
years.
me because I could never figure that out.
50 weeks in a year.
Okay.
2 years is 100.
All right.
It's 20 years. I was wrong. Fuck.
20 years?
It's 1,000 episodes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then we will have our first kiss.
Looking forward to our 1,000th podcast episode where we will be coming to you kind of from one of those like little Star Wars projectors.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
pod. Mm-hmm. I'll cast my pod from inside of one of those pods where they put humans in to freeze them.
Yeah.
What are those called?
A cryogenic.
A cryogenic pod. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast my cryogenic pod sometime in the future, and it's gonna be nice. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be, as I'm frozen, I'm gonna be kind of with my arm out like this because I was kind of mansplaining to someone about how Ace Ventura: Pet Detective is a classic.
It's a
film.
classic film. You got to see it. You got to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is not just a bit I'm doing on the show. I have been actually just doing this to you when we're like making dinner.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what's one I like? I'll be like, today, Junior. Adam Sandler. I believe that was what is that?
Big?
Billy Madison.
Oh.
Yeah, so Billy Madison. You have to see Billy Madison.
Yeah.
It's a classic Adam.
That one I
Sandler.
actually hadn't seen.
Well, that's classic Sandler.
and I actually won't see.
Oh.
I point blank refuse to see an Adam Sandler movie. At this
Anti-Semitic.
point in my life. What?
Absolutely anti-Semitic.
You can't say that.
Yeah, I guess I can't. Not to you of all people.
No.
You want to talk about being Jewish on the show?
No.
Okay.
I'm not in a position to at all.
Anti-Semitic.
Don't practice.
Oh,
it would be wrong with me.
Why wouldn't you see a Sandler film? Classic.
I just feel like I've had enough. I've had my fill. I've filled my boots.
You've never seen
my very, very small boots that I had time for.
You do have tiny feet.
Yeah.
You've never seen Spanglish though.
No. And yeah, I know you have it on DVD.
I do have it on DVD.
Before you say, I know that
gift,
you have it on DVD, and I know that it's a recent. It's not. This isn't a DVD that you have left over from childhood.
No, I got it as a gift recently, just last October.
Yeah.
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 And we've not seen it. Granted, I don't own a DVD player.
You don't even own a laptop that has a fucking CD
drive in it anymore because it's 2019.
Yeah.
So of course I don't.
We're living in the discless future.
But if you do ever find time to watch Spanglish starring Adam Sandler,
I simply don't have time.
It's a multicultural hit, okay? And it's a classic. It's actually kind of like our life.
Oh, stop.
The mixing, the mangling, the getting all tangled up in the two cultures of Judaism and
stop.
Spanish culture.
Stop.
Me as a proud Mexican.
Yeah. Me as someone who's
only technically Jewish.
Dad, so it doesn't even count. It's not even the matriarchal line. Someone whose dad doesn't even practice. God.
We don't have much planned for this episode, but it is episode 11.
It is episode 11.
And that is exciting. And I believe we have a question.
We don't have a question, but we do have a comment.
We have an email.
We have an email.
But before we get into comments, I have to start reminding myself to say this at the beginning of the show, at the first half of the show at least.
Yeah.
1, thank you for listening, and 2, thank you for leaving reviews on Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
Continue leaving reviews. Continue rating the show if you haven't already. If you listen to this on the Apple Podcast app, or even if you don't listen, you use Spotify or something.
Yeah.
If you do have the Apple Podcast app, open it up, subscribe, and leave a positive review.
Yeah.
And a positive rating.
Yeah.
Or just a normal rating. Tell us what you really feel. Tell us what you really think.
You were complaining to me, kind of whining on and on recently about our perfect 5-star score.
I was really crowing about it, yeah.
You were really annoyed that we had a perfect 5-star, and lo and behold, we don't have a perfect 5-star anymore.
Yeah.
We're down to a lowly 4.75.
Yeah,
which looks more realistic.
Well, yeah, I think that actually does look more realistic.
Yeah.
So it's not just a bunch of like fans online.
Because that was your gripe with having a perfect 5, right?
Is that it looks fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's perfect, especially not you.
Yeah. You won't buy a product on Amazon if it has a perfect 5.
I'm like, these are all bots.
Yeah.
These are all paid for little sex bots.
Oh God.
Hot little robots ready to.
You can't just one time talk about robots without getting into this.
I'm shaking.
Stop. Calm down.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
We need to pause. I need to walk this out.
Anyway, so leave us a truthful review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you feel? Hey guys, we're in this together. This is our journey. We were watching Patreon videos recently. Yeah, sorry,
we've been watching a lot of Patreon videos recently. And I don't mean like people that we know. We just looked up like
Patreon welcome on YouTube.
Yeah, because I was trying to get ideas, inspiration for my own.
Right.
Didn't find any.
A lot of them are bad. A lot of them are really, really bad, it turns
awful.
out. I love the ones that are wording it in a way that's just like, come on, guys, let's do this together. This is our journey. Fuck it. This is our story. And it's like, you're asking for $3 increments. Like, this is, which is fine. If people want to support you, that's totally fucking cool.
Yeah.
And completely okay.
Yeah.
But wording it in a way that's just like, let's start something together. Let's do this together. This is our journey. This is our story.
Yeah.
It's like, this is you're
doing something.
Rent check is what this is. This is nothing else. And believe me, you as an artist, you deserve that thing. But to word it like that feels just a little.
My favorite 2 categories of Patreon videos are ones like that are very, very emotive, bordering on like a kind of TED Talk-esque, inspirational kind of Patreon video. This is our journey type thing. And then the other end of the spectrum is just phone propped up, front-facing camera, portrait mode, but cropped into a long black box.
And for some reason, 16 minutes
backlit
long.
with your fucking like bare bulb in your basement.
Yeah.
And it's going, hey guys, if you want to become a Patreon, then then you can just find my page, and it's not really set up yet, but thanks.
Yeah.
And then leaving a broken link that doesn't work.
Yeah. And then when you Google them, just be like, well, I need to know if this fucker has any patrons.
Yeah, I need to know if this worked.
And he doesn't have any, but only because he never set up tiers.
He didn't add one tier.
He didn't add a tier where
Yeah.
people can actually become a patron. So
Which is
very,
amazing.
very odd.
Yeah.
Which is worse? I'd say the let's go, this is our journey people are a little worse. They feel like they're selling
At
you
least it's
something
working.
fake. So lots of things work, and it's they're scams.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't call this a scam, obviously. It's
Wasn't
just a little
scam.
dishonest. Mm-hmm. People being like, yeah, this is let's do this together. Come on. It's you and me against the world.
Like capitalism, baby. We gotta trick people with their hearts into spending money.
Let me say this. It's you and me against my landlord.
Oh.
Let's take him on.
I do hate landlords.
Do you?
Yes.
I quite like landlords.
Why?
Because
Explain.
I just had a couple okay ones. I didn't mind my last one, and I don't really consider the people that I'm renting from now to be my landlords. They're a management company.
Yeah.
So when the person actually like owns the place themselves, I just feel like I've gotten lucky in the past.
Yeah, but your old landlords were
Or did you not like my old
knew them.
landlords?
I loved your old landlords.
Sounds like you didn't.
I loved them.
I'm gonna
But
text
listen,
Long
I
right now and
mean,
tell him you didn't like him.
listen, no. Individual people who just have like a property next door in the area, blah blah blah, all good. Extra income, all good. Landlords that buy up half of an area,
Yeah.
yeah, that they don't even live in, not even in their country, just buy up tons and tons of stuff in a poor area and drive up the rent prices. Bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
Should be illegal.
I mean, that's the reason that Airbnb is bad, right? You were explaining that
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Airbnb is not good.
Airbnb as a pure concept is good. It's
Most
fine.
things when they start out
When
as
they
a pure
start out.
concept is good. Uber
Yeah.
is good as a concept. Uber Eats is good as a concept.
Yeah.
But-
Airbnb and Lyft start off as things where it's like, hey, you got a spare bedroom? Cool, rent it out. Hey, you driving somewhere? Do a carpool on the way.
Make some extra money. Yeah.
Yeah, but then we end up with people buying entire houses that are only Airbnbs that are never
Right.
lived in, and you can always fucking tell that no one lives in them because you'll stay there for like the weekend or whatever, and there'll just be weird things missing. Like you'll go to eat and there like won't be any forks,
Really?
and you're just like, they forgot to buy forks for the place, like. It's weird. Like they'll
No
buy
one's told them
they'll
yet.
have like a cast iron pan because it's like nice and aesthetic,
Yeah.
but like no fork,
That's really funny.
and just stuff like that, and just sofas that no reasonable person would ever sit on, unless it was for a photo shoot.
Yeah. You've stayed in some weird Airbnbs, haven't you?
I stayed in many Airbnbs. Yeah.
Any notable weird ones?
Found crack in one.
Yeah, that was one.
That was cool.
I think that was the one that was
That was
in
a
my
good
mind.
one actually.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was evidently actually someone's home.
It was good because
Yeah.
you found crack.
Not why it was good. No, they had a very cool apartment in Berlin, and they were just like not there for the month or something. And they would let it out to. I think they traveled quite a lot, and they were used to Airbnb people coming there because it was kind of, you could tell they lived there, but it was like reasonably cleaned out as well.
Yeah.
Which is how they should be, I think. And yeah, we were kind of doing a photo shoot there. We had to like move the sofa. And as we were moving the sofa, a little kind of vial rolled out onto the floor.
Oh god, that's so scary
Yeah.
to me.
And we were like, what is this? And none of us had done crack. So we were like, well, it doesn't look like anything that we know. And then we had to kind of get a second opinion, like, oh yeah, that's crack cocaine.
Oh,
And we're like,
boy.
oh shit. Well, what should we what should we do?
Should we eat it?
should we smoke it, I guess?
I mean, it's
oh
free.
shit, looks like we're doing it.
People spend money on this.
No, but it's like, we were like, do we put it back in, do we hide it again in the sofa?
Yeah.
Or do we throw it away? but if it was theirs, then we wouldn't want to throw it away. We wouldn't be like, oh, we threw away your crack.
Yeah, that seems rude.
Or is it like, do we leave it out on the side and be like, hey, we found yours or another Airbnb's drug here.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty confusing.
Let me leave it on the side. But then they might be like, you left drugs in our place, you know?
What if what if it's not theirs? They think it's yours.
Exactly.
But if it's theirs, you don't want to assume it's not theirs and throw it away.
Yeah, right.
But if somebody left it there, you would want them to know that there's crack there.
I think in the end we threw it away.
At the end, it's weird. Vex kept it.
Yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah.
I guess I just have an uncomfortable conversation with them and be like, hey, no judgments at all, man. I did find a little bit of narcotics here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna let you decide what you do with it.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you decide what you do.
Yeah.
with
So I don't know who this belongs to. I don't know what to do. Yeah. But I think we threw it away in the end.
Okay. What's the best Airbnb experience you've had?
The best Airbnb experience I had was in Sweden.
Ooh.
Yeah. In Sweden, like, I'm not sure about in the cities, but in the more rural areas, it's very common for, like, a family will kind of own a farm and they'll have the big family house, and then on the land they'll kind of build smaller houses for, like, their children to then grow up in, and then that's their house. Like, it's on the same land, but it's a separate house a bit far away, you know? But they all still help run the farm and blah, blah, blah. And we stayed on this older Swedish couple's property, and they had like one of these cabins on their land where their kids had moved away. And it was a small cabin, but it had like a log fire inside and a sauna.
Jeez,
and like
a sauna inside?
Every fucking house in Sweden has a sauna.
Wow.
Because you have to have one for warmth. You know, it was fucking snowing the whole time, and they all just like will be in the sauna as a family and stuff as well. It's like the culture. But this place, they were super, super nice. They gave us some of their honey that they made. They made honey, but because it's Sweden and it snows and there's no flowers, the bees get their pollen from tree sap.
Wow.
And the honey tasted like trees.
What?
And it was amazing. Yeah, it was really woody and good.
Huh.
And they gave us that for free. And they cooked us like vegan meals, even though they didn't know how. They were like, yeah, we'll work it out.
I think that's how Airbnb should be.
They were so nice.
Airbnb should be. Is when you take bees and extract their sweet, sweet honey.
Yeah.
So that my bee, Billy, can have breakfast in bed.
Yes. Anyway, that was a really good experience with some very nice people.
The last B stands for Brexit.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that sounds incredible. That sounds really good. So, what's your current opinion on Airbnb now? Is it bad? Do you think it should go away? Because we read a lot of pretty damning articles about how it was, like, destroying real estate. And people's like...
Yeah, well, like, the company itself is not, but, like, people are utilizing it in a bad way, you know?
Maybe they should, because aren't there, like, certain towns or certain countries that have laws that are like, yeah, you can't just buy houses for their...
Yeah, I think Berlin has that law now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's super hard to find one there now.
And it's just driving up the cost of living there?
Yeah.
Because people are just buying entire properties.
You can't just buy a hotel and then price it as a luxury, like... you can't, buy a house.
I was going to be like,
yeah.
what?
And price it as a luxury hotel.
Should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems awful. And then the people that are actually native to that place can't even afford to live there. It's just for tourists now. Yeah. People that are coming in for the weekend and staying in an Airbnb. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's bad. Awful. It's not great. I don't love it. But don't get me started on my anti-gentrification shit.
Okay. Let's
I will
stop
go
you there.
on.
Let me just stop you there with my little bloody toe.
Oh God, get away from me.
Let me just stop you there.
He's rubbing it on my foot.
It is still bleeding.
I'm concerned.
I can't stress that enough that it isn't. Is it dry?
It's kind of tacky.
That's what my blood is supposed to do. It's doing as it should. It's healing
itself.
It's
congealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of picking at my toe. I'm still wiggling it around. I was kind of picking at my toe while we were watching speedruns again on YouTube this morning.
Yeah.
And I boy, I guess I just cut a little too deep. And my toe gets...
Not the first time you've done this.
On my toe? God, no.
No.
No. I do this often. I do this very often.
You were telling me about a time that you got your entire wall bloody.
Yeah, I was about to tell that story.
Yeah.
So one time I was walking around my kitchen, and this is like at the old place. It's years ago too, and I was walking around my kitchen, and I guess like the house is really old. The tiles were kind of coming up, or something like that, and I kind of nicked my bare foot on a tile. It was my toe. And that happens every so often. There have been times where I'm just kind of like walking around the kitchen. I notice something's kind of sticky on my foot. And then I realize I've just been like just tracing blood through the whole kitchen and trailing it everywhere. And I'm like, oh God, and I have to like mop, you know? But this time in particular, I nicked my foot. I didn't notice. And then I went to my computer and I just started, I sat there and started working on something. And while I'm on the computer, because my desk was up against a wall, I would like put my feet up against the wall, and I'm just kind of playing with the wall with my toes, kind of like this, you know? I'm kind of rubbing it up and down, and I'm not noticing anything weird until about a half hour later. I smell blood.
Oh God!
I actually smell
that kind of coppery.
Yeah, that metallic type of smell of blood, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I look down, and there's just blood all over the wall under my computer, kind of just coming down it, and then my foot, the whole like second half of my foot is red.
It was just a stub,
and
you've just worn it away.
I ground it down. I just been chewing on my tongue and grinding my foot into the wall until I smell blood. I turned into a zombie, and it was because of Tumblr. I saw a hot little GIF of you, and I couldn't fucking look away.
Jiggling around.
That's really dumb. Yeah, and that happened. So yeah, my toe's bleeding. It's just something I have to some not that I have to accept. I've accepted it. Other people have to accept it about me. Sometimes I pick at my toenail.
Yeah.
And then it bleeds, and it happens so often that I'm just letting this one go.
Yeah.
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 I'm glad you pointed it out right before we started doing this. I was like, ah, boy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man, look at that.
Well, I'm not going to clean it.
You're
I'm
right.
just going to let it go.
Hey, I'm just not noticing. It's getting all over the other toe, too.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't notice that from here.
Yeah, I said that at the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
cool.
kind of cute.
That's kind of hot.
Should we get into the first question? Or the only question?
Not a question.
Oh, should we get into the email we have for today?
Yes. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
Right, the title of this email, the subject line is the.best.amazon.purchases.
Good. And you haven't read this to me yet.
I haven't read it to you yet.
I've not heard this, but in our last episode, last week we talked about Amazon purchases, Amazon t-shirts, Amazon just things that we can get. And that's a little bit too vague. I talked about gamer husband t-shirts.
Yeah, the kind of just like algorithm generated slogan tees and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Algorithm generated very niche products like that all probably only have like 2 sales to them each, but it doesn't matter because all these are print to order anyway.
Yes.
And they're created by a hot little computer. So who cares? So this person,
I don't think that hot slipped past me again.
A little,
Sorry, I can't be her.
Sorry, you can't be it.
Oh.
A hot little genderless computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I wish.
Just a little, I'm imagining it kind of just being like a little cube.
Yeah.
And it'll...
Like the robot in the Yoshi game.
Oh, no. No. No, not like that at all. I have to just give it those little flower things, and then it'll do whatever I want. So this person wrote to us, and they're gonna share some. Are these posts so other people can see them? Will that be boring for the show, or are they?
It's a description. It's a description, so I'll read it.
I'll use my.
And if it's bad, we'll just delete this whole segment. So that's fine.
I probably won't. We need to kill time. So even if it is bad, we'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
But this person writes in, and these are the best Amazon, was it products? Purchases ever.
Hey Mitch and Billy / Billy and Mitch, whatever floats your boat. I'm glad that you gave us the options.
It's Mitch and Billy though, but thank you for asking. Billy and Mitch. Thank you for asking though. I do appreciate that.
I hope you're doing well and that right now you're hanging up, quote, art on your wall. I listened to episode 10 of the podcast and was inspired to find some terrible items on Amazon myself. The Gamer Girl t-shirt section is pretty wild. Agree.
I would agree.
Agree.
Gamer Girl is very wild.
Some of my favorites include shirts that read, "Yes, I'm a gamer girl. Try to keep up." And "I love my mom" in capital letters with smaller text in between, so that when you read the entire shirt, it says, "I love when my mom lets me play video games."
I've seen a lot of variations of those. A lot of different themes of that same thing.
Yeah. I also found some very terrible mugs that I thought you might be interested in.
Okay, let's see. Let's hear them.
One mug reads, "Step 1, wake up. Step 2, drink coffee. Step 3, poop. Step 4, be awesome."
Oh God!
So that's pretty fucking terrible.
They're nailing
that's
it
pretty,
on
that's
why
pretty
it's
fucking
bad.
terrible.
It's
and
I know I use this phrase a lot, but it's just so Reddit-y in a weird way. It's just it just has a Reddit tinge to it, and by that I mean it's like people who like are kind of in like their early to mid 30s or even later. You know, they could be like 40 years old. And, you know, they were once young and still on the internet, you know, once in their 20s and still on the internet.
Yeah.
So they still use words like amazeballs and things like that. That's who would buy this mug. That's who would buy this mug. And it's just like, yeah, be awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Poop and be awesome.
Yeah. It's like a little bit, it predates like things being epic only by slightly.
Marginally.
But it's still in that same... it's that same feeling.
Yeah. Anyway, DFTBA, guys. Okay. And another mug says, "Wi-Fi went down for 5 minutes, so I had to talk to my family. They're nice people."
God.
This was definitely a fun little segment and reminded me of the food game you play on the radio show. Thank you for always finding a way to talk about bodily functions. The podcast wouldn't be the same without it. I appreciate you both and your questionable tastes in topics of discussion. Looking forward to the next episode where all the space turns 11 years old, according to Billy. Happy 11th birthday
Happy
to
11th birthday
our
to
podcast.
the podcast.
Yeah.
11. That's
a really sweet little email.
Let's I'm gonna thank that person first. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you for writing in. Thank you for being cool. Thank you for looking that stuff up.
Thank you for very, very specifically understanding our humor in why those products are funny.
That's what I was gonna say. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed what I hate about those things and exactly why I hate them. You understand. You are one of us. You are invited into my home.
I can't wait for someone to send one of these awful mugs to your P.O. box.
I got rid of my P.O. box on my website just recently, so thank God.
Hopefully not.
We're good. We're all good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Thank you for listening. Episode 11. You're now part of it, baby.
Yeah.
Our podcast is 11 years old. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Beautiful.
11 episodes old, but 11 years old according to you.
Fast is nearly in middle school.
Yeah, it's...
That's what middle school is, right?
Yes, I believe... Yeah, it's...
You should... You're like, I believe so. You should know.
Yeah, but I go by grades, not age. I know that middle school starts for me when I was in the 7th grade, but how old was I? I was like 11 or 12, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was 12 years old, because I was 13 when I was in the 8th grade.
Wow.
And 14 in the 9th and so on. Don't make me go on, but I can. I know the order of the numbers after that point.
I know consecutive numbers in a row.
Even though we're in the double digits, and I'm also counting 2 numbers because I have to go up from 7 to 8, but also from 12 to 13. I do know that, so in case anybody wants to tweet me about that and ask me, I'll let you know that I know.
Pretty good.
At age 11, that was a complicated age because you like start smelling bad, you know?
You've told me this before.
Yeah,
You've told me that specifically at 11 you started to smell.
Well, first of all, it wasn't just at 11. I think at 11 is when, and
I think here's the thing. I think kids always smell kind of bad, but it's just a different sort of bad. You stop smelling child bad, which is kind of like talcum powder and farts. Yeah. And more like prepubescent bad, which is much more sway.
Even before then, like age 10, no, I would say, maybe I was 11 years old. Maybe I was 11, exactly. That's what our podcast is, huh? It's just a stinky little, it stops smelling like farts and starts smelling like BO a little bit.
Yeah.
It's also a terrible age because if anyone's out there with anything like me, at that horrible age, you're like you're too awkward to have that talk with your parents that say, hey, I kind of fucking need deodorant now. And even when you do try and have that talk with them, your parents are just like seeing you as a baby, you know? So they're just like, what? No, you don't. You don't even
I had
close.
such a fucking opposite experience.
Yeah, you had what again?
Well, but like before I even started sweating, my mom was just like, "You need to put was always just perfuming me." She was so concerned that I would start smelling.
And then you did start smelling, and then you turned into a little crust punk. It was her
did,
worst nightmare.
I didn't wash my hair for a year.
her worst nightmare.
Started fucking growing out my armpit hair.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for your mom. She's like so concerned about you smelling bad, and then you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna cop trains and stop bathing. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
She's like, this is everything I didn't want. this is everything I didn't want.
And then her second child is my brother, who has fucking dreadlocks down to his waist. Yeah. Walks around barefoot all the time. Hey, goes barefoot running, in fact. He's the crustiest, dirtiest feet.
Yeah, toes ever get bloody? Does his toes ever get bloody?
No, they're stronger than yours.
Ooh,
is the thing.
Yeah, I only had to
yours are weirdly soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have nice feet, though. Well, I'm going to go on record and say that.
Post a pic. Prove it.
I will not.
Post a fucking pic right now.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm reaching for my phone.
Oh shit,
fuck,
I'm doing
it. God.
I have several pics of your toes.
What?
That you have sent me.
Oh, yeah, that I've sent you.
What? That I've just taken without you knowing.
Yeah, I was going to, what? Stop.
Yeah, one time you responded to something with like a thumbs up. And I was like, cool. And you were like, you fool. You idiot. You thought that was my fucking thumb.
It's my toe.
It was your toe. And it completely looked like a thumb. It looked so much like a thumb.
Big toe looks more like a thumb than my thumbs do.
Yeah, your
because
thumbs
my
look
thumbs
like
aren't. Yeah. My thumbs aren't the best. They don't. Look at them right there.
Yeah.
Not that great. But then look at my toe.
Yeah.
So thumb-like.
Very thumb-like.
It's extremely thumb-like.
It's equally as hairy as your thumbs as well, so that's confusing.
Are either very hairy? I think my toe's hairier.
Your toe is a little hairier.
A little. Look at my thumb. Find a hair on that.
Oh god, it's bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find a hair on that thumb. Cannot. Yeah, my toe deserves to be my thumb. But then I'd have these giant thumbs. No, let's go back. What the fuck was I talking about before this?
Stinky.
Right. Okay.
Being 11.
You're at that awkward age, right? Where you're like, because at exactly 11, and I will never forget this, I started growing armpit hair.
Oh.
But very softly. It was like that. Oh. It was like the episode of Adventure Time where Finn is collecting the princess hair, and he questions whether or not LSP has hair, and then he looks really closely, and there's like just little baby hairs just kind of blowing in the wind. Yeah. That's what my underarm turned into at that age, and I was like, oh my god,
that's so cute.
Holy shit. And then I started
smelling bad. Do they look like what mine
look
look like now?
Even less
than that.
Yeah. Wow. It was just baby. Yeah. Little tiny, and but they were dark, you know? They were just little dark hairs there, and I was like, oh, it's happening. I'm fucking blossoming.
That's so cute. I remember getting like 2 armpit hairs on one armpit. Like it's not like all of them started growing finally. It's just like I just got 2 like mature ones.
Oh really? That's funny.
On a bald armpit.
That's super funny.
Yeah, and I was kind of I was like laying on the couch with my hands like behind my head, and my brother, who was like, I don't know, 10 at the time, I guess, starts like yelling, "Billy has a fucking armpit hair," and then yoinks him, and I'm like, ah!
Oh my god.
Because I didn't even realize they were there. Yeah, and that's how I found out. Is why my brother like freaking out about it
and swinging off
and
them,
grossing on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is funny though. I'd have clowned you for the same shit.
Yeah.
I constantly almost clown you for having armpit hair now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have more than 2 for sure.
Yeah.
But less than 9.
Stop.
Yeah, not too many of them.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
I made a joke a long time ago where I was just like, look, we're all progressive, okay? I think you're going to have to find another way to show it, though. This is not working from a distance. Okay.
No one can tell.
We get it. You don't shave your armpits. I think it's punk. Okay. I think it's progressive. I think it's cool. I think it's fucking hot. I'll go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to ride a little harder than this, though.
Yeah.
So you shaved your head. And that's.
And now you get it.
Now you've reached the pinnacle.
Yeah.
To kind of fight against gender norms, what would I do that I don't do already? Do I shave my armpit hair?
Haven't done in the past, because you certainly shaved your legs and tummy before, right?
Yes, I have definitely shaved my legs and tummy.
Yeah.
And my arms.
And your arms.
Never my armpit.
Right.
Never my armpit. I get back into nail polish.
Yeah.
But that's so commonplace now.
It is, which is more reason to do it.
Yeah, well, no, I guess it's more reason for other people to do it, yeah?
Yeah.
But I just, I'm so for it, it's ridiculous, but I'm sick of these dudes on Twitter I'm seeing that are doing it. Yeah, I'm not too into it, but I'm super into dudes doing it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get back into eyeliner, that's a thing I was doing for years.
My friend Dwam, I remember them saying something about having nail polish and glitter in your beard, but still being an abusive asshole does not toxic masculinity erase. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of who I'm talking about on Twitter.
Yeah.
Is that these just these very newfound soft boys, are just
but they're still manipulative little fuckers.
Perfectly straight. And I'm just all right. Well, that's. I guess whatever. I like the way society's going.
Yeah.
But.
But do more.
Yeah, you got to do more than just this. You got to do the other shit too. You got to believe in certain things and practice those things.
Yes.
That's bad. So I have a distinct memory of being. I would think I was all the way in the 7th grade, and I was in PE, and I had a very awkward conversation with my dad, and I was like, I need deodorant, and he was like, what was that? And I need deodorant. I smell, Dad.
Oh,
I need deodorant, and I'm a stinky man, and I'm so surprised you haven't noticed yet. And I was just like, can you get me Axe? And he's like, why do you need Axe, man? You don't. And I was like, because I smell and have for years. And he was just like, yeah, you know. So I was like, Dad, all the other kids in the locker room were using Axe.
It's like, well, in that case, can't you just kind of walk through it?
Yeah.
Surely it's just a heavy fucking mist in the air.
It was point. The boys' locker room.
Every boy in 7th grade just, God, my throat is closing up with asthma thinking about it.
It was bad. Also, I had just started smoking cigarettes then too. So giving me a spray can of Axe and a lighter always in my pocket was just terrible. Just always had a little flamethrower with me. I'm so surprised one hadn't just exploded in my hands, because I would do that very often. I would just spray it on stuff and then light that thing on fire, or I would spray the spray on fire and have a little flamethrower thing,
You hadn't got a hold of a lighter for quite a long time previous to this year.
Yeah.
Because you had no need for one, and then you kind of got into candles.
I got into candles, yeah.
And your dad gave you a lighter. You kind of had too much fun with it.
I had to put it away, yeah.
Yeah, you had to confiscate it from yourself.
I had to just keep it in the junk drawer, because when it was in my pocket, I just found myself doing
just
that.
Flicking it all the time.
Yeah. I got
sparking it.
I'm not going to pretend like I don't have something there. There definitely is, which is why I'm taking the adult approach and not allowing myself the lighter.
To play with it. Yeah.
At least when I smoked, it's hey, that's my reason for having a lighter. But yeah, just having one in my pocket at all times was just not good. Not that great.
Yeah.
I didn't like being given one by my father, because I was always just hey, you got a lighter? I'm gonna light a candle or something like that. And he's like, here, just take this lighter. And I was like, oh boy. And then I almost caught
responsibility.
Yeah, 2 days later I almost caught my bed on fire. Because I was doing that thing.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
I still have the footage of me doing it. Maybe if people kind of poke me enough, I'll post the footage. But it's me I'm doing that thing, and I guess I shouldn't teach people how to do this, but everyone knows how to do this.
I didn't know.
Really?
No.
That's all I did in the 7th grade. It's the only thing I did in the 7th grade.
I'm so afraid that people are going to do it. Please don't fucking do this.
Don't do this, because I almost caught my fucking bed on fire. Don't do it. I'm telling you, do not do it.
No.
But I was doing that thing where you kind of empty the gas into your hollow hand. And then you light that on fire, and then you quickly open your hand, and it looks like almost like a fireball igniting in your hand.
It is a fireball, is why it looks like that.
Yeah, it looks it looks like a ball of fire because that's what it is.
Yes.
And I was doing that, but I was like putting a lot in there, and I guess I didn't know that like gas is heavier than air, so that. And this is really dumb, but I was filming myself doing it.
You weren't doing it out on the concrete or anything.
I was doing it on my bed at like 2 in the morning.
You're doing it on your fucking bed.
Yeah, on my all fabric bed at 2 in the morning. And
on your bed that you insisted on getting one that didn't have any flame retardants in it because they're bad for cancer or something.
Excuse you. The wool that's in my bed is a natural flame retardant.
Oh, okay.
So that's why.
All right.
That's why I was allowed to purchase it. But I was doing it in my hand, and then I was taking a slow motion video on my iPhone just because I wanted to see my hand slowly open, and then the fireball's right there, and I look like a fucking magician or something.
Yeah.
But I didn't account for the fact that I guess gas is heavier than air, and I put a lot of it in my hand so that when I lit it on fire and opened my hand, you literally saw it spill out of my hand and onto my bed, and it hits my bed and it catches fire. And it almost caught.
Yeah.
Not in like a big way. I wasn't actually risking anything, I don't think, but it was still very stupid.
It was very scary.
It was still like when it happened, I was like, oh, okay, I'm done with that.
I'm putting that away
now. And I put it in the junk drawer, and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always kind of had a tendency to do that. I almost started a bunch of fires when I was younger, and then had to like quickly put them out like before like a field caught or something. Yeah, that's...
You live in Southern California.
I know.
God.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, man. Just fucking tickles me.
God.
It just tickles me.
You live in the most flammable place on earth, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I should bring up to the old therapist. Eventually, when I'm done dealing with all this panic disorder shit, I'll lightly touch up on the other shit.
On the pyromania. Yeah.
So I'll just leave that there for now.
Anyway, the gist of the story is that Mitch's dad still won't let him use deodorant.
Oh, right. Yeah. He still says I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's living in my house.
He says you haven't earned it. Yeah.
28 years old. And
yeah.
Even when that like power dynamic shifted, because there was that kind of a power dynamic shift where it's like, hey man, look, you're older, I'm helping you now, and it's great, and we still love each other, and it's cool, and I got this like nice house we could both live in, it's all good. One of the things that didn't shift was that like his power to like he decides whether or not I use deodorant, and and he still says I'm not ready. It's so weird. I'm hoping that by the time I'm 30, he'll let me use it.
Yeah, maybe as a fucking birthday present.
Yeah, when I turn the
finally become a man.
The big 3-0.
Yeah.
He'll give me a stick of Old Spice. And I'll use it.
Yeah.
No, the ending to that story actually was I was in like literally the 7th or 8th grade, and I was like, I need deodorant. And he was like, no, actually, we were walking through Walmart, and I was like, okay, just a thought. Can I get this shit or what? And I was holding a thing of Axe, and he was just like, you don't need that. Come on, it's all chemicals. It's all, well, why do you want to spray that on your body? Plus, you don't even need it. And I was like, Dad.
He's like, get one of these rocks that the hippies rub on themselves. Get
one of these salty rocks that hippies rub under their arms that don't work. And I had used those in the past. And
me too.
Do they work?
It kind of worked for me.
I think it kind of works, yeah. I think it kind of worked for me, too. And like we use like an all-natural deodorant now anyway. Won't say the brand, though, unless they reach out to us. So if you are the popular man's name, all-natural deodorant, hit our line.
Yeah.
Hit our email. We will do it for very cheap.
If you are listening, Tom.
Thomas. If Thomas himself is listening, Tom, please please reach
out to our email.
Hit my fucking line, dude. I'll do it for like $9. I really will. Anyway, my father was like, you don't need that. And I was like, Pop, I hate to break it to you, but I do. And he's like, no, you don't. And I made him smell my armpit. And he was actually like, oh God, and he popped me the fucking deodorant.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, I guess you're old enough. Yeah, that's what body odor smells like.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Did you ever use Axe?
It's called Lynx.
Oh, it is over there,
the
huh?
UK.
Lynx.
I think I used it like a couple of times when I was like staying over at a boy's house, like in the morning. But I do still use their hair products sometimes, not since I shave my head, obviously.
You'll use Axe hair products?
Yeah.
Are they good?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Not because I bought it. It was just like left in my flat by someone, and so I started using it. I was like, "Oh, this works really well."
You've never used Axe hair products?
Yeah, that's good.
That's cool.
I mean, they smell like Lynx, but
do they really?
Kinda.
That's funny.
I mean, it's better because it's not a cloying mist that you inhale and stays on you forever, and it's a hair product, but it does kind of smell like that a little bit. Yeah, but on me, I think that's cute. If a guy smelled like that, I'd be like,
it's pretty bad.
Get away from me. But if a girl or a non-binary person smells like kind of peppery, I'm like, ooh,
that's pretty nice.
Androgynous.
Right. Yeah, it is a little nice.
Yeah.
When I was buying that hair product recently, and all the negative reviews were like, ugh, it smells like cookies. And I was like, you hate that it smells like cookies?
Yeah.
Do you suddenly not? And they were like, I just wish it smelled more manly. You know? And it's like, it's your hair. You don't want your hair to smell like fucking cookies?
Yeah.
Cookies would, oh my God, what is with you?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. If I smelled a guy's hair and it smelled like cookies, I'd be like, well, there's a pleasant surprise. Yeah. That's not what I was expecting, and that smells amazing. Mm-hmm. If it just smells like aftershave, I'm like, yep, there's
let me hold
grandpa.
You a little longer.
Yeah. That sure is what my stepfather smelt like, is aftershave. Why the fuck would you? I don't know.
Yeah.
We are,
about
on that
time.
note, out of time. Yeah, we're at the 46-minute mark.
Yeah.
But thank you for another great episode. This has been All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
I am Billy.
And if you would like to reach us or listen, no, if you would, what am I trying to say? We have a website.
Go to it.
Yeah. Go to the website if you would like to hear all of the episodes, or you would like to get a link to our Twitter or anything like that, or learn about the show. You can go to
allthespaceinbetween.com. And if you want to email us your questions, your comments, your bad Amazon products, your anything.
Your pickles.
Your pickles. We love a pickle. You can email us at
allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. You can find that email at our website, which is...
We're not going back and forth. We're not going back and forth on this.
You can find that on our website.
You can find it. You can find it. You know how to work the internet.
Thank you for another good episode.
Yeah.
Episode 12 next. Wow. The stinkiest. The stinkiest age to be.
Yeah.
Because you haven't quite started using deodorant yet. So yeah, episode 12. And then episode 13 we start maturing a little bit. You know, start actually smelling like Axe body spray. It's going to be good, and we'll talk about it in future episodes. Thank you for listening. We will talk to you next time.
Thank you for coming on this journey with us.
Oh my God.
Our journey,
I'm cutting you off
our
here.
story.
Okay, music has already been coming in, and we are
And
leaving.
goodbye.
Bye.